Hi, everybody. It's a brand new day coming with a brand new episode. As always, I'm your host, Ndibo Chibase, and welcome to another amazing episode of Complacency Learning. Complacency Learning is a show that helps you help your child make informed career decisions. We do that through sourcing people, not just any people, experts from different career fields to come and share with us their experience and joys of being in the career that they're currently in. And in today's episode, we are joined by Karabo Segolela. Karabo is a person whose interests lie mostly in making a difference through education. And Karabo is a father, a husband, and also at the same time a teacher. He's a teacher who teaches learners. And not only does he teach learners, he also teaches teachers how to teach learners in class. And if you want to find out more about what happens in the space of education, then this is the episode for you. Please stay tuned and enjoy all the content that Karabo comes with. Hi, Karabo. It's an honor to have you on today's episode. How are you doing today?
Well, my brother, how are you?
Well, they say every day that you spend above the ground is a blessing. So for me to spend it above the ground, it means a lot. If you look around, it's because we're spending it above the ground that we're sitting together, sharing these conversations. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, like I said before, it's
Certainly.
an honor. Thank you. It's an honor to have you in today's episode once again. So, can I ask you to tell us a bit about yourself? Like, who are you and what do you do and what do we expect to learn from you?
So, my name is Karabo Segolela. I am from Pretoria, born and bred, and I am a husband, I'm a father, and I'm an educator by profession. So, my title is Educational Technology Integrator, otherwise known as a digital coach. I train teachers in order to be able to evolve using technology. So I've been in this education game for almost a decade now, and it's been good. Not only a teaching experience, but a learning experience.
Great. I have to say that I applaud you for that. Hey, it's not easy being a teacher, because I mean being a teacher is all about making sure that the children's future are secured and it's not easy, having to deal with those learners, so many learners in class. I mean, I say that also from experience. Okay, so if I may ask you, what what inspired you to venture for this career path?
Bravery. Uh,
Bravery.
that's what inspired me, man.
Mm,
So I was studying another course at the time, and I happened to enter a bit of a talk, and a few people were actually walking out of that talk because the person in the front was busy saying, if you want to be a teacher, you need to be brave.
mm.
And a few of that audience walked out, and he spoke about how brave teachers are able to leave a mark and be remembered for generations and generations. And that's really what sparked the idea to get into this career field.
Mm, mm. No, I have to say that yeah, bravery is really the one because I mean, the first day you stand in front of the learners, it's like, yo, it's like you don't even know, like you don't even know what to expect from them. They don't even know what to expect from you. It's like, you guys are just looking at each other like, yo, okay, now what's it gonna be like moving forward? But I have to say, like I said before, that what you're doing is really great, because I mean, they say to be a teacher, it's something that comes from the heart, You don't just teach because we feel that we want to teach. Right. And also speaking of teaching, so when you began your career as a teacher, what would you say is the one thing that you wish you had known at that time?
I think one of the most important things I wish I had learned before actually getting into this career is how personal it will get. Uh, you have relationships with children, you have relationships with your colleagues that truly impact your life at a personal and at a ground level. So when I thought I was getting into this career, you thought it was teacher-centered. You were ready to just spill your knowledge out, but it became more than that. There were emotions, there were interpersonal relationships, and more so, there was a lot of growth. So I wish they had just hinted that this will take you on a personal journey, not just a long career path or job security.
That is true. That is true. So yes, if I may ask you, right, what habits have you adapted that that helped you succeed in this profession? You know, because I mean, if you look at this profession, you'll see that yes, as teachers, yes, we do take pride. And I mean, when we look at our students, you know, doing great and succeed in life, you know. So I believe that also, you know, in what you're doing, that is also this the same thing is happening to you. Right. So and if I may ask, what habits have you adapted that helping you succeed when it comes to that?
Yeah, the willingness to learn, the willingness
Mm,
to learn and adapt
mm,
as well. Um, Not every class, not every student is the same. And
mm,
you need to understand that from the get-go. So you
mm,
need to learn different personalities. You need to
mm,
learn different uh, approaches to the actual way that you teach. But also you need to understand that it's a learning game, that
mm,
each and every single day you're learning something new. So it's something that I really have instilled within my day to day, so that I know that I'm not just going out to give knowledge, but I'm
mm,
also going out with an open mind of growing my knowledge base through
mm,
actually being taught something new or simply expanding on the knowledge I already have. So that's a big one. The willingness to learn, and then definitely a willingness to change. You know,
mm,
times go on. You can't stay the
mm,
same and you can't be stagnant.
mm,
So it's very important to be flexible, to ensure that you are a person that is not just solidified in one area or one part of the teaching experience, but you're willing to expand yourself a little bit more. Truly, just saying that you having a growth mindset.
mm,
That's those are the two main things.
mm. Somebody once said to me that for you to learn, you need to understand that you're not a full cup. Because if you feel that you're a full cup, then you're not gonna learn. Because I mean, how can you pour into a full cup? You know, so we have to understand that you're a half cup. And speaking about willingness to learn, so to you, what does it mean to learn? I mean, you hear a lot of people saying that they're willing to learn, but they don't find themselves learning because they find themselves staying in the same place over and over again. So now, ask to you, what does learning mean?
So learning, it has many spheres, but
Mm,
I'll jump on what you're saying, that
mm,
it's really you acquiring something new in
mm,
order to either better your life or continue to expand or evolve as a person. So when we're talking about learning, it can be really generalized as growing. It can be summed up as evolving
mm,
in any area that you may not have known before, or an area that you thought you may know enough of. So
mm,
um, definitely, that's how I see learning as, and I feel like it's something that we do on a daily basis.
mm,
That we don't stay stagnant, as you
mm,
said.
mm, mm. Earlier, you spoke about bravery, right? So the fact that you spoke about bravery, that means that teaching, like you said, is not for everyone, right? You need to be brave to be a teacher, right? So if I may ask you, obviously, like you becoming a teacher and helping learners succeed and become successful, there are challenges that you face. Right. So if I may ask you, on this line of duty, what are the challenges that you're currently facing?
So right now, challenges
Mm,
that I'm facing, I think it's a battle
mm,
between traditional methods of teaching and this new school, let me use it like that, of actually learning. So I think it's a great challenge. Like I said, I train a lot of teachers, but I also evaluate their ability to teach and how they actually teach and the tools that they use in order for them to advance their teaching ability. So if you continue on with very traditional methods where the actual teaching only implies you regurgitating information, it becomes a very boring, a very you used it stagnant class. The learners don't go anywhere, and though some methods may work, they are not with the times. So I'm one person who is very conscious about the times that we live in. So it's a big challenge when traditionalists
mm,
really aren't willing to acquire the new tools as a way to actually learn better. But it's a challenge that we work on daily. It's really a new school versus old school situation, but
mm, mm,
it's something that we are working towards.
mm.
Hopefully, it will change.
Right. As an experienced teacher, teaching learners and also teaching teachers to teach learners, do you feel that something needs to be changed when it comes to education?
Certainly, there's a lot of change that needs to happen, and the even after we've changed, we need to change again, because I mentioned it that we need to evolve, and with evolution, there's a change that needs to take place. Uh, Things don't stay the same, even though it will still function. They don't stay the same. They change for the better. I can use an example of music. I mean, our grandparents used to listen to uh, music music on vinyls
Mm,
and
mm,
cassettes, and then we
mm.
came with CDs and MP3s, and now those are gone are the days. Now we're talking about Apple Music and Spotify. We
Mm,
were all listening to music at the end of the day, but it was the way that we were receiving the music that changed. It is the way that the music was presented that changed. And why? Because time does really tick on,
mm,
and it only ticks on for the better. But that would be up to you. I think that's an important thing to realize.
mm. That is true. Right. So looking at your career, what are the highlights of your career?
My highlights.
Yeah.
I think I have many highlights, but
Mm,
a few that stand out is really having changed a child's perspective, especially giving them the confidence to actually look at life as potential of greatness. So I think just looking at the learners that I've taught in the past and where they are right now and how their lives have really transformed from a boy being extremely naughty in your classroom to now being somebody who a lot of employees look up to and
mm,
call a boss, and he has responsibility and he can handle responsibility, and just also instilling a lot of leadership in the
mm,
learners that I've taught, and and embracing that fact that somebody has to take responsibility. I think those are pretty major highlights. But I
mm,
think if I was to be specific,
mm.
there was a learner that I had, and he didn't really understand how valuable he was. And after many months just speaking with him, just constantly speaking life into his life, he really grew into a person that sees the importance of his life each and every single day. So I can't say I saved his life, but I think I empowered him to really add more to his life, because he's doing extremely well. So I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of him for that. That's a major highlight. But most of my highlights, they walking around and changing lives as well. So that's my highlights, my past learning.
Yes, they say that the hearts you touch are the proof that you've lived, you know. Like it seems that you're
Yes.
doing a great job, because it's not easy to change one's perspective, you know, because first they have to trust you, and for them to trust you, that means that you've created that what you call this, you know, an easy to approach kind of relationship, you know, because without it, obviously you're not going anywhere. Right. So, and then also, like, I mean, what you're saying here, like, I mean, you're stating facts, and I believe that it can help a lot of people, like, including myself, because I believe that, you know, I mean, I'm a continuous learner, and like you said, learning happens every day, and it's not like just sitting in class only. It happens through the experience that we go through on a day-to-day basis. Right. So I know that from what you're sharing, there's also people that would like to connect with you. And for those that really would like to connect with you, where can they actually connect with you?
So I'm not difficult to find. My number hasn't changed, but I'm not going to share it here. But definitely, my social media is my name and my surname, Karabo Segolela. Whether you go on Facebook or you go on my Instagram or you go on Twitter, you name it. It's Karabo Segolela, at Karabo Segolela. I'm not hiding. So it's very
Yeah.
easy to get a hold of me, and a lot of people have gotten a hold of me. And I think, yeah, like I said, I'm not difficult to find.
Now I'll make sure that I share those details at the bottom of the screen. Right. So um I've asked you the best question possible, right? And I feel that maybe there's a question that you would have preferred that I ask you that I didn't. What is it that you would have preferred that I ask that I did not?
What's the question? You just say that again.
What is the question that you would have preferred that I ask you that I did not?
That's a good
Uh,
question, Omi.
yeah.
Let me think. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
I think a question you should have asked me
Mm,
is, what question should you have asked me? That's a tough question, eh?
uh,
You
and then
asked
while
me
you're
a really,
thinking, while you're thinking, maybe let me give you something to jog your memory. Like, how does it feel
yes.
to be you? Like, is this like your dream career? Like, do you feel that you've made the perfect decision?
Uh, I think I've made the perfect decision in the terms of this is what God has purposed. You know,
Mm,
I feel like the decisions that I've made to be at the point that I am is all in line with God's purpose for my life. So that's one major one. So and I feel good. I'm in a good place, but this is not the end of the journey. I'm not going to be doing this for the next 50 years or however long it is
yeah,
until I retire.
mm,
I think there's a lot more that I will be doing because I still have that urge to offer more. So
mm,
yeah, it's I think it's quite essential for me
mm,
to know that I'm in a good place, but this ain't the end of the road. There's still a lot more to do.
Mm.
And yeah, with the regards to the question that I feel like you should have asked me, is that how do I feel about being more outside of the classroom than before? Because I used to be in a classroom every day, and now I do more training of teachers. So I'm not teaching learners as much as I used to. And I'll answer you because I think it's important that I do.
It
And
is.
I
It
miss
is.
it. I really miss it. I really
Mm.
miss being in the classroom and engaging with our youth and engaging with the future, because I feel like there's a lot of things that we can actually gain from them. But most of all, I believe that they kept me on my toes and kept
Mm.
me relatable with their challenges, with their ups and their downs and their time period. It's their generation. And it gave me a lot of understanding of that. So I think I miss that a lot.
Mm.
So I got you.
No, thank you. Thank you for answering that. That's a very good question, I must say, because, well, I wouldn't have thought about it if I have to be honest, because I was still looking at you more of like, being in class more than you teaching the teachers, but it seems like you're teaching the teachers more than you are in class. Am I correct?
Yeah, the teacher of teachers. That's why they gave me that title.
And the teacher. That's a great title, actually. Imagine you teaching the people that are teaching the children to become the best version of themselves, or to live the purpose that God created them to do, So I have to say that like I'm really happy that you actually brought that question, right? So there's one question that I actually would have preferred to ask you that I forgot to ask you, which is like in terms of growing, like you did mention you did speak a lot about learning, right? So you as learning, like other than the day-to-day experiences that we go through, right? What resources are you currently using to fuel your growth?
Well, at the moment, I'm really diving into technology
Mm,
and the importance of educational technology
mm,
within the sphere of teaching. So it's something that is I'm always looking for how, as educators, we can best use the technology and tools at our disposal to better the teaching and learning experience.
mm,
So it's something that I'm really diving into, things like artificial intelligence, things like virtual reality, and
mm,
how interactive hardware and tools in teaching can really better the teaching and learning experience, and also just it being with the times. I mean, we cannot use chalk anymore. So that
mm, mm, mm. Yeah.
is
No, no, I support that. I support that. So yes, I have to say to you that, from these conversations that I had with you, I've actually learned a lot, and I believe that I'm not just the only one learning, and also to encourage people to continue to learn. What would you say as your final word for the to the listeners?
um never stop willing to learn.
Mm,
Never
mm,
stop that willingness to learn.
mm,
It's really important. And also be open to learning. Be open to learning. Don't think you know it all. Don't ever think you know enough of a specific topic, of your subject. Really dive in deeper, but also expand yourself. You never know how it will tie in with a different genre, a different
mm,
space that
mm,
could potentially be something that you also fall in love with. Maybe you fell in love with math and you got to experience a little geography, and now
mm,
you're falling in love with both and
mm,
realize how closely related they are,
mm,
distances of stars, all those
mm,
things.
mm,
But
mm,
it's something that I think I would encourage anybody. Continue to be willing to learn. Don't be close-minded. Always open your heart to new knowledge. Open your heart to new knowledge.
No, thank you so much, Jay, for such wise words of wisdom. Like, I believe that they're gonna stay in the hearts of many, you know. And also, I would like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and share such a powerful message with us, you know. So to know that I'm not alone in this movement, it really also gives me the courage to keep going. And I really have to say thank you. Like, it really means a lot to me and to the listeners, you know. So we'll keep in touch.
It's only a pleasure. It's only a pleasure, my brother.
I've got one question for you. Are you open to learning, or you think you're open to learning? See, Karabo has mentioned that in order to grow and develop, you need to be open to learning. So if you want to know more about him, and if you want to know more about the things that he does and how he keeps on keeping on, please do so by contacting him on the details that are provided at the bottom of the screen. And in doing so, please remember to like and subscribe so that you do not miss any episode that we share. And I shall see you next time. Until then, stay tuned and take care.